everybody, it's me, the Plague Leader. Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're going to be doing a CUPHEAD video. It's been a while since I did one. I'm pretty sure I did one in like 2021, I believe, where I never played CUPHEAD. The footage you're seeing right now is actually my gameplay of CUPHEAD. Finally, I've been able to play the actual game, and I absolutely love it. The art style is amazing. The levels are challenging but fun. The bosses are brutal, but also very fun. It's not unforgiving as I thought it was. I think more unforgiving games are out there. Yeah, this game is just a ton of fun. I absolutely blast playing it. I 300%ed it too, so bragging rights. I'm pretty sure you saw it also in the intro. You saw my 300%ed save file. I'm pretty sure that's the save file I'm actually playing on right now in this video clip. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the bosses. We're not talking about levels. What about the weapons in CUPHEAD? There's so many weapons at CUPHEAD's disposal, and some of them are questionable, while others are okay. There's definitely some that are definitely no one's going to be using this like ever, but there's also going to be some that are going to be an absolute gem, and hopefully they'll come back in the sequel to CUPHEAD if there is one. So without further delay, here is all 9 of the CUPHEAD weapons ranked from worst to best, ranking based on damage, also DPS for all you hardcore gamers, but also just on other things in general, just as how useful it is and does anyone really use it. But without further delay, let's get into this. Alright, let's go ahead and start with number 9. Okay, at number 9 we have Twist Up. I mean, is anyone really going to be voting against this? Can anyone even defend this weapon? Because I don't think this weapon has even the slightest possibility of being actually good. There's nothing really good about the weapon. Hence the name Twist Up. As you can see in the footage, it's a gun that twists and it goes up. That's all it is. Now, is 4 fights kind of like, Rumor Honey Bomb's second phase? Sally Stable just third phase? No, final phase, not third phase. Maybe the third phase. That could work a little bit. I think that's it, really. There's no other bosses that jump up. I mean, Goopy, kind of, but you're never really going to be able to hit him. It took me quite a bit of tries to actually beat the group pack with Twist Up, because I had such a hard time trying to even hit Chauncey. But once I managed to hit him, and once you manage to get all your bullets to hit him, oh wow, it's like it actually does something. The damage is garbage. The range is okay, and the X move is alright. It's just the gun has terrible aim. You have to physically aim upward for him to hit him, and it's just an absolute pain in the ass. I hate those weapons so much. I don't even know why it's in the game. Okay, and you thought Twist Up was bad. Chaser is next. Now you're probably thinking, Chaser, it's a good gun. What are you talking about? It legit dashes right toward the enemy. Well, there's a few problems. One of those problems being that it is so slow that I don't even know what to do with myself. It took me a long time to even beat this guy. I don't even remember what his name is, but whatever, it doesn't matter. The potato took a longer time to beat with Twist Up. I had a much easier time beating him with Twist Up than this, because the fight just drags on, and you're bound to make an escape every once in a while. Like in that first section, I literally got hit twice, and this is the first recording. Like, it sucked a lot. Like, it's not a good gun. With the Onion, it's not even better. I think it's just as bad. The only thing that makes it slightly better to Twist Up is that it can home in on the carrots. Now, Twist Up is really hard to aim at the carrots. You have to kind of pop the X move every once in a while. The X move is okay. It makes a shield so that way enemies cannot hurt you at all. But then again, what's even the point of having it if you have Miss Chalice's invisibility roll or use CUPHEAD Smoke Dash? There's no point to even using it. So it's kind of a pointless EX move. The only reason I didn't put it at the bottom is because it actually just auto aims for you. That's the only saving grace it has. But everything else about it is just a big old no for me. Okay, I know, I'm fighting Matchstick on Simple, but at this point, I don't care. The next gun is Lobber, and you guys immediately realize why. But also, you guys are probably confused, like, why is it not at dead last? I'm contemplated it, but then again, Lobber's damage is much better than the other two. The only things that it just sucks at is its range. Its range is absolute garbage. It looks like it's fine, but it's really not. Try aiming up on people like Glumstone the Giants. I've seen so many people accidentally getting Lobber on like spin wheels and stuff. How to fight Glumstone the Giant and have his final phase be an absolute roadblock for them. Even like some really good people at Cuphead even almost gave up because they just couldn't do it. But I think the only time that this gun's worth it is during Grim Matchstick, and that's it. No thanks. Alrighty, next up we have Converge. And I have a love-hate relationship with this gun. Don't mind me getting hit right there. I just realized I got hit. This gun is okay. We're now in the guns are okay category. That they don't do amazing damage, but they don't do bad damage either. It all depends about what mechanics the gun has. The AX is honestly very, very good. I don't know why no one talks about this EX. I think the EX is probably one of the better EXs in the whole game. But what about the gun itself? It's pretty good to get rid of enemies, not to kill bosses. Like, it took me a longer time to kill Goopy than I thought it would take. I thought it would take me like a couple other tries if I just held lock to do maximum damage, because that's the whole point of it. Narrow the spread, maximum damage. I think you get the point that you're most likely going to get hit by him if he jumps. Other times, like, he just keeping missing my EX move. It's not as good as like something like, I don't know, Crack Shot or like Roundabout EX move, where they kind of have this like thing where it will hit the enemy almost all the time. But other than that, the gun is okay. I don't think there's anything legitimately bad about it. It has saved my life, but on like many running gun levels. But doing boss fights, it's a shit show. I almost died to Goopy before. Like, during this clip, I almost died to him using Converge, because I just could not use Converge on the boss. It just does not work. Damage is okay. EX move is alright. Just everything about it is just not useful. Next up, I took down Beppy the Clown with Pea Shooter. Now, honestly, this wasn't a great idea to take down Beppy with Pea Shooter to showcase this, because with Pea Shooter, I suck with Beppy. But other than that, it's actually a surprisingly good gun. It's not bad at all. This getting rid of the ducks are a little obnoxious, and also it doesn't do as much damage as I would like it to do. But it's the original Pea Shooter. Once you get all your bullets to hit him, it's actually not that bad. It's actually very good. I was very surprised when it actually started doing something. This is the only boss I did end up dying on. It was the first boss I did record. It was the very first weapon I recorded, and I just was out of it that day. I didn't really know what I was doing. I ended up dying like, I think twice, and I realized, okay, I'm probably not going to be able to do it because I'm just so tired. So I just decided just to call quitsies and just go roll the footage I had, which was this one. The gun is okay. It's pretty good, but not amazing. So it's in the okay category. I'm not going to say the damage is shit, but I'm not going to say it's good either. Once you get all your bullets to hit, it does decent damage. But other than that, its EX move is honestly decently well as well. It can help get rid of enemies, kind of like Converge, but kind of like Converge getting rid of enemies a little bit better. Pea Shooter is more of a boss for like IL-1. More of an IL-1 weapon, not an IL-2 weapon. But yeah, there's not really more of anything to say about Pea Shooter. I mean, what was I going to say about Pea Shooter? Well, it is the original weapon, so it's kind of surprising how high up on the list it did get. But yeah, that's kind of it for Pea Shooter. There's nothing really else. I guess I could just cut it off here because I have nothing else to say about Pea Shooter. But yeah, Pea Shooter, surprisingly, not that bad. Not that good either, but honestly, not that bad. I expected it to be a little bit lower. I expected it to be like 6 or something, but it's okay. It's not bad. Not bad at all. You guys might kill me. You guys might not kill me, but next up is Charge Shot. It is not in the top 3. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure we're at number 4 right now, so it's at number 4. I completely lost track, but then I realized we are at number 4, so yeah, here it is. It does amazing damage when it's charged up. But the thing I hate about it is that they have to spam the weapon in order to like get rid of things, and aiming with it sucks ass. It's really hard to aim with it. And also, you kind of forget that once you charge up, like it does more damage. Because most of the time, I just don't really care about it. Also, it's EX I have a gripe against. You gotta get really close to the boss, which means for Ruby and Croaks, it's a good weapon to use against because you're really rarely ever gonna get hit by a Croaks' toes. He will never actually hit you, which I actually thought was really interesting. That if you get close enough to him, he will never hit you. It's not really good for the final phase though, because my mind is always on platforming, never really on the actual gun itself, which is the only gripe I have to make about it. Everything else about it is okay. I think something just finally clicked and I could just do it just fine right now, because other times throughout the other times of my gameplay, I hated this gun. For this boss, it's not bad. It's just that when your shots get blocked by things, I don't like that. And when charge shot gets blocked by something, it always puts a frown on my face because I just don't like that. Also, I had to mention this. Once you dash, there is nothing for you to do about it. You're pretty much screwed if you dash with charge shot because it will just let go no matter if it's charged or not. But yeah, charge shot is okay. It's not a bad gun. Not bad at all. Okay, so I just discovered this actually. This is a little bit later, and I just discovered this. But apparently, if you spam all 5 cards of your EX on Goopy with Charge Shot in its final form, it will actually end the phase like pretty much almost instantly, like 2 to 3 Charge Shot hits. And I didn't actually know that until like much later. So, hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, like, I didn't know that. So, hey, you learn something new every day, you know? Next up, we have Charge Shot. And I gotta be frank, this gun was an absolute wonder. I had no idea how good this gun was until like right now. Of course, sure, you had to get close to the enemy, but it actually kills them quite fast, and I'm pretty sure it does probably the second most damage in the whole game. Either that or Charge Shot, not sure. Or maybe even Roundabout's a contender for being the most damage in the game. So, the damage is absolutely incredible. But the range is what's holding it back for being in the number 1. Even in the top 2. I'm pretty sure I got number 3 for a reason, and I'm pretty sure this is number 3. And if I'm not, then my editor future self is going to absolutely murder me. But you know what? I don't care. I have a personal gripe against it, honestly. Especially on bosses like Great Matchstick, it's not going to work. Bosses like Ruby and Croaks, it's not going to work. Like, I'd much rather fight those two with freaking Twist Up than Spread Shot. But other than that, Spread Shot is absolutely a wonder. It does so much crappy damage. Not in a bad way. I'm saying crappy damage in like a good way. So much freaking damage that I legit thought that I was just on fire and I was just dodging things and I was just staying alive the whole time. But no, it was just me just being good with this gun. So yeah, I'll give this thing a solid like 7 out of 10. Like, it's a solid number 3 spot on my list. I mean, nothing really special about it, but nothing really bad about it either. Next up, I did the Rat with Roundabout. This is probably one of my favorite guns in the whole game. Hands down. The damage it does, mixed with like the range it has, oh, amazing. It doesn't do much range at first, as you might think, because all the bullets are suddenly just going backwards. So you might be thinking that the gun is betraying you, but it's actually not. Don't worry, the gun is not trying to betray you. It's because it's a roundabout. It's kind of like, it looks like a boomerang, and it acts exactly like one as well, which makes it pretty dang good. It got to the first phase actually pretty quickly, but then the second phase was absolute slog to do. But I actually managed to be able to hit him. I just suck at this phase anyway, so I don't even know why I even tried doing it. You can also duck underneath the fire at that point. There's not a bottle cap coming over here to get capped. So I thought that was a really neat detail. It does probably, I think, the most damage out of a few main guns in the game. Either this or Charge Shot. I'm not sure. But other than that, its range is really good. The damage is pretty good. Usefulness, you bet, it is probably one of the most useful guns in the whole game. But number 1 is by far the most useful gun. And if you have been following along, you know that we're missing one single gun. And you pretty much, I think you guys know what gun it is. But if you guys who don't know, who have never watched CUPHEAD before, be prepared, because the number one gun in the game is by far the best gun in the game as well. Prepare to be surprised! It's Crackshot. Crackshot is the best gun in the game, and I don't think anyone else is really going to disagree. As you can see on screen right now, it auto-aims. So you're probably thinking, oh, it probably is the same thing with, like, Chaser. It's probably going to crappy damage, but it actually doesn't. It takes Chaser, what it originally was, and it elevates it and makes it what Chaser was truly meant to be. If that makes really any sense. Honestly, the best boss I could kind of showcase this is kind of Captain Brinybeard, because Chaser is a good gun with it. When it first released, Chaser always aimed for the barrel, but never mind, it actually doesn't anymore. So I'm really happy that Crackshot didn't have the same issue either. Also, the gun has great variety, because just its EX can come turn into a turret, but you can also parry it to make it into a standalone entire little kind of cannonball in a way. But also, other than that, if it doesn't break off to the aim projectile, it will, the little tiny little shard that it shoots out, it does more damage. Did you know that? Oh, I bet you didn't know that. This gun has saved me just as much as Converge has done. So it's very useful for getting rid of enemies. Sometimes it can be a little bit jerky when the enemies are just a pain in the ass, but other than that, it's an amazing gun. And that concludes the CUPHEAD weapons ranking tier list. That sounded kind of weird. But other than that, this was really fun to make. It was awesome just to actually be able to play CUPHEAD. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys liked the video and drop a comment saying you enjoyed it. And hey, if you liked this stuff, make sure you click subscribe, because we're done to do a ton more amazing games like this one. So yeah, I'm going to hang out with Ludwig for a little bit right here, and we'll see you guys in the next one. May the play guide you, and get out of here.